Hi, you're watching The Bucket List with me, Beth Krysta Wilson, brought to you tonight from the House of Cocoa. We've come over to meet musician Ethan Ash and hear some of his music. Ethan, we had you on the show a few months ago. What's changed for you since then? What's new?
My face-to-face EP came out, and that was kind of received quite well from reviews and things, and we toured that. And then we toured it up in Porto in Leeds, and that was a nice gig. And then lately, I've been writing an album, which comes out like next year, next April, May.
So with the album coming out next year, what made you want to release an EP kind of around now?
It kind of made sense because there's quite a big gap. It would be a year or so, and it's getting more content out there, and I thought that live might be quite interesting, for people that know my music and support my music, and also it's a different feel. Like you go in the studio and you record, it's quite sterile. You can get different results. You hear people that say, "Oh, they're much better recorded than they are live." I'm better live than I'm recorded, and I love recording, but at the same time, I think having, I suppose, the best of both worlds, live recorded stuff to put out for free as well. People will, feel inclined to download it if they like my music and stuff, and then, if they don't know it, it's free. It's easy. It's a feeling I get somewhere I know I belong.
And how are you balancing, doing things like the live EP, but then also recording stuff and writing stuff for the new album?
The writing and the recording stuff for the new album, that's the hardest, and then recording obviously, but the live thing was just, we kind of prepped the songs. We did it at a gig, so we just said, people come down to this gig and then we're going to be recording, so don't have a go at me or swear. Although I called some guy Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and I didn't realise he was back in the room, and he was, and that got picked up, so that was a bit awkward. But yeah, trying to, it's just the time, it's that whole old age saying there's not enough time in the day, but all the stuff's written, and at the moment we're just recording, so every day I'm going out to my friend Lorenzo's, and then we're recording and working all day, and then the next day early starts and carrying it on. So you find the time, it's just, you just got to work around everything effectively.
And although you have been in Leeds, performing in Leeds, you're actually heading off somewhere a little bit further away in the near future.
Yeah, I'm going to Canada. Going there in January, primarily for holiday. I've got great friends over there, and I like the snow and the cold. As I've already told you, I'm burning.
Yes, so daylight today is awful for you.
Yeah, I spend most of my time inside. I'm terrible, and I'm very, very, very pasty. But yeah, going to Canada, and then going to do kind of the stuff got picked up last time I was out there. It got picked up by CBC, which is like Canada's BBC equivalent. And then I got invites back to Canada, including people going, "Oh, just come and stay at our house, and all you got to do is play your guitar and you can stay here." So yeah, we're going out there in January, do some radio stuff, and then going back in June, hopefully with the new album in 2016, stay out there for a month and tour it a bit, hopefully. In Canada, I find that people just like music. If they like it, they like it. They don't care whether it's on Radio 1, Radio 2, whatever it's been on. They just like it. I've got played on Radio 1, and I've been played on national radio, the BBC, and it's great, but you don't get massive amount of feedback from it. I got played in CBC, which is the New Brunswick area, which is East Coast Canada, and the reaction was massive. People started tweeting me, sending me messages, Facebooking me, and it quadrupled the views of my video. But when you release stuff up over here, sometimes people are kind of they seem standoffish, and it's a funny one, and it's that whole thing, this person could be the next someone, but only people really care when they've heard about them. But, music's universal, and if you like it, just listen to it. It doesn't have to be signed off by your favourite DJ, effectively. And you're always by my side at night, I'm never alone. 'Cause when you're in my...
Where's your favourite place that you've ever played? Somewhere inside, I'm guessing.
Wow, my favourite place? I don't know. It varied, I've done, when I supported Ed Sheeran on his Plus tour, yeah, that was great, because you've got, audience that are so up for it, but they're very young, so you can say anything and they'll scream and be like, yeah! And then you get the gigs that are 40, 50 people, really intimate, really quiet venues, and they're great, because you can, you'll be sitting, the audience are there, and you're kind of just chatting to them, and then you can really play with the dynamic. So it really varies. And then there's festivals. You might be playing a festival, and it might be like a 60,000 capacity festival, but where you're playing, there might be like 4 people and a dog. But at the same time, there's those 4 people that are absolutely loving it. And then you might get other gigs. Like I did a gig at a festival called Wilderness, and I was like, oh, it's really late at night, I'm completely out of the way. And for some reason, the tent just rammed. There was like 500 people just absolutely loving their festival and having a great time. And that makes you, I think, perform better and enjoy it much more.
Where do you get your ideas for songs from? Because the 2 that you've performed for us today, the word home features a lot in both of them.
That's the only 2 songs that feature the word home. And like my dad said, you know, you write a lot of songs about home. I was like, no, there's 2. And then I've lately put them back to back, which is like really bad idea. I didn't even think about that. You're the only person to pick it up on it.
Sorry about that.
It's like the first one was about a friend of mine who she went off to America with her husband. And they just went for 6 months, and you know they saved up for years. That was like their honeymoon kind of thing, and they just drove around America. You know, that's why it's like long drive home, because it would be a really long drive home. And then I suppose just typical stuff, that typical musician cliche, like life. You know, you see things happen to people and you think about it, and then you kind of put yourself in that situation. And it just kind of comes. You know, I kind of get you know a couple of reviewers have said about write soppy songs, write love songs, whatever, and critique that. But at the same time, I don't really care because it's the most universal emotion. You know, and people can relate to it, and if they can't, maybe they're just really bitter. So yeah, I'll keep doing what I do, and they can keep writing about it. You know, it doesn't bother me.